the blessing is words that are spoken. So when God blesses you, there has to be words that he will speak. When a person blesses your life, there are words. Now, those words are not empty words. Those words, if they are spoken by one who has authority over your life, a spiritual father, an earthly father, when they are spoken by God, when they are spoken by someone in authority and in spiritual authority, not at work, not your boss. Your boss has no spiritual authority to speak a blessing upon your life. But this is what I want you to understand. When they are spoken by someone that is in authority, I want you to know that those words have the power in them to make you succeed. And a curse are words spoken to make you fail or to empower you for failure, while as blessing empowers you for success. So that is the nature. They are words that are spoken. But these are not just mere words. It's like an oath. It's like a covenant. It's a commitment. When God blesses you, the blessing of God is a covenant. The blessing of God, when God said, I'll bless you, he committed himself. He bound himself by covenant. He made a promise, but on the promise he added an oath. He swore by himself. But on the promise, he also went ahead and he said, Abraham, this is what you're going to do. You are going to have circumcision as an entrance into the covenant that I'm making with you and with your children. And so it's a covenant God makes. The blessing of God is a covenant, and that covenant, in it, there is the words of promise. In it, there is the blood that ratifies it. In it, there is the deity or God who actually stands behind that covenant to make sure that the words of that covenant are fulfilled. Now, in the covenant that God made with Abraham and the covenant with which we get, through which we get all our material blessing, that covenant has an oath to it, and that covenant has blood in it. And I want you to know that that blood, we as Gentiles enter into that by the blood of Jesus Christ that makes us also heirs according to the promise. Blessing of God is word spoken upon our lives. So if I ask you, are you blessed? Has God spoken a word upon your life? Is there blood between you and God? Your answer should always be yes. Every time we raise the cup of the Holy Communion, we are declaring that there's blood between us and God. And Jesus said, do this often. That is, remind yourself, remind others that you are not just a Christian because you repeated several times that you want to get saved. You are a Christian because there is blood between you and God, and that blood of the covenant poured by Christ is what God accepted, and that is the blood that actually ratifies the covenant in which we belong. I'm not a born-again Christian and walking in righteousness. I'm not by my own power. It's by that blood that I'm accepted, and my works and my life mean nothing, but the blood of Christ takes me and actually covers me so that God accepts me.